right. It did an okay job. Left a little bit of dirt. Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today I'm going to do a review on this Roborock S8 Pro Ultra Robot Vacuum Cleaner. Okay, so let's take a look at the base unit. Here is where the dust bin is. That's the bag you're going to change when it gets full. Here's the clean water tank. You're going to fill that up with clean water. We can put just a little bit of Roborock solution in it. Here's the dirty water tank. This is going to wash the mop pad and fill this tank up. This is where the Roborock's going to dock. Now when we pull it out, this is what cleans the brush, the mopping pad. So if we flip this over, we can see this has a mopping pad, and there's two areas that are going to vibrate to help mop the floor, and it can raise this mop pad up and down. It's got twin roller brushes, this single brush, but this is going to move back and forth and squirt water and clean this, and it also dries it. It's going to take about 2 hours, but right here it will blow hot air over this to dry it. It's a really low fan that takes about 2 to 3 hours. Here's the charging ports right here. This is where it's going to empty out the dust bin. It empties it out through the roller bin here. And once in a while you'd have to take this out to clean this area right here. And so here we have the vacuum. This is the dust bin. It empties it out, like I said, through the rollers.
Dust bin removed.
It's got a filter in there. Sometimes we got to change out and clean.
Dust bin installed.
3 buttons on here. We can start cleaning, home, and like a spot clean. Now round fan, it does have the bumper technology, but it also has like this infrared on the front that is for obstacle avoidance. It doesn't use a camera to take pictures, but it kind of senses the stuff in front of it. It does have LiDAR navigation that maps your house. There's something that rotates underneath here. So the way this works is it's going to fill the tank up inside here with the water, and it's going to clean the mopping pad. So what it does is it backs itself up there to fill the solution tank.
The mop is ready for washing.
And wash the mopping pad.
Hold the dock button.
But once the mop pad is washed, it's going to turn itself around, and then it charges itself like this. So this is how it ends up charging.
Charging.
And this is how it dries the mop pad right here. There's those little vents right there. A little fan will come down and blow hot air on it. Okay, let's see how easy it is to start cleaning with the Roborock S8 Ultra. You can hit this power button right here. That's going to start cleaning the whole house, or I can go into the app and I can hit the clean button. I can also clean by room and do a zone. And I can also pick what level of water and vacuum I'd like to use. Okay, so the setting that I recommend is vacuum carpets first. That way it doesn't, if you don't, it's just going to wash the mop pad. Now it will vacuum and mop at the same time, but you will kind of get the mop that is wet going over your carpet. This way, it's going to vacuum your entire house, vacuum your linoleum, then it's going to come back, wash the mop pad, and then mop your floors. And then it'll go back, wash the mop pad, empty it out, and dry the pad. That way, right now, it's mopping, it's vacuuming my house, but the mop pad is not wet because it was dried. It took about 3 hours for it to dry, but it's dry. Miss Fiona. Okay, so right now it's vacuuming my house. About 86 decibels when you're right up next to it. Now you can see the mop pad is raised right now. It's vacuuming my house, but the mop pad is still installed. It doesn't remove it, it just raises it. And what it's doing, it's going around my entire house. It's doing the perimeter of every single room first. If you have it do just one room, it just does around that room, but I told it to clean my entire house. So it's going around doing the perimeter of the entire house, every room. Now, as I'm standing here, it's about 65 dB. It's not super loud. And that fan does ramp down when it gets onto like hardwood floors or linoleum. Okay, I got some muddy paw prints here on this linoleum. We're gonna see how the Roborock S8 Ultra does. So I'm gonna have it do mop only, high intensity, and kind of a deep clean route. Normally it's on vac and mop, but I'm gonna have this one just do mop only. And I'm doing a selective room. I'm gonna have it do just this hallway and the kitchen. Then I'm gonna hit start. Okay, so the first thing it's going to do is it's going to undock itself, then it's going to flip around and wash the mop. It just told me that. Because normally it docks with the mop out, but to wash the mop it has to put it in backwards. And there's the mechanism that's going to do the washing of the mop.
To wash the mop.
All right. And you'll hear different sounds, water going back there and that thing going back and forth. Okay, so we're going to time it, and it's not super loud when it's washing the mop. Okay, the mop is all washed. It took about 2 minutes. I started that a little late. There we can see inside there. Now the first thing it's going to do is going to go around the perimeter of the room. Then it's going to clean the middle of the room. All right. It did an okay job. Left a little bit of dirt. This is it is dried a little bit, but it is kind of wet still. So you can see I've got it on, it's putting down a lot of water, and you hear like a vibration. That's the mop pad being vibrated. It's being vibrated back and forth. All right, here it comes. Now it's going to go back and forth. Okay, so here's the first pass right here. It kind of smeared it a little bit, but it's going to eventually come over and get it again. And right there, there's a pretty big one. Let's see if it gets it. These are just simulated muddy paws. Not bad. A little bit of dirt left there, but not bad, not bad. Yeah, not bad. I kind of like it, I think. All right, so let's get a white towel. You know, not too bad actually. That was a pretty muddy paw print, kind of like this over here. And that's that vibrating you're hearing. It is vibrating back and forth. You can't see it. Okay, so now it's over here by this rug. Let's see how it's going to do with this rug. It did get the edge of the rug a little bit, but not too bad.
Finished cleaning.
Okay.
Returning to the dog.
So it did raise its mop pad, but it does kind of drag on the carpet a little bit. You know, I can feel, yeah. So it should clean the mop pad back there again. Yeah, it's backing up.
Starting to wash the mop.
Okay, so that took about almost 5 minutes to wash the mop that time. And again, you can see down in there. Now it's going to turn itself around, and the mop pad's going to be around back because it's going to send hot air out those little vent holes right there.
Charging.
Now hear that little fan? I can program that from 1 to 3 hours to stay on. It's just a low hum. Okay, so here's the mop pad. It did get it pretty clean. Now here's what vibrates in here. It vibrates the mop pad. It's really held on there. So those things vibrate back and forth. And then to change it, you're just going to slide it out this little track right here. And you can throw that in the washing machine. And then when you're done, put it back. And so again, here's where the dirty water goes. That thing's getting pretty full. Okay, so now I've got some coffee and some sugar. We're gonna see how well it does over here. We're gonna see how well it does around this area rug. We also got some carpet there. We're gonna see how it does in this area. So I'm gonna do selective room. Then we're gonna select what we want. So I want to vacuum and mop, turbo. I could change it to max. Let's just leave it on turbo, scrub intensity, and standard. Okay, so let's go tell it to clean that one room. Room, there. And we'll hit the play button.
Starting selective room cleaning.
It's gonna show me what room it's gonna go clean. Okay. Now I do have this on prioritizing. It's prioritizing carpet before it mops. So it does know that that is carpet. I did not tell it that was a rug there, but it does know. So now it's gonna go around and do my perimeter first, and then it's gonna come back to that. And so this is how loud it is. About 71 when it's mopping and vacuuming. It's not super loud. Didn't raise the mop pad. Now it did, maybe. That's okay. That's not carpet. Okay, here it comes. It did raise the mop pad when it got to this, but you can see it raises it, but not super high. Does look like it's enough to miss the carpet. And it's got the mop pad back down. Okay, so I paused it. I'm anxious to see if it's mopping it or vacuuming it. Okay, so it does look like it's doing a little bit of, it is mainly vacuuming it, but there's a little bit on the mop. Not too bad. Okay, now it's going to start cleaning again. Now it did bring some of that material over to the rug and put it on the rug. And I guess it's okay if it puts some on the mop pad because it does clean its own mop pad, so. Wow, it looks like it got most of that stuff. It left a little bit, but that's pretty impressive. And again, I've got it on the mode. It's mopping and has vacuum on. Okay, so it finished cleaning. Now it's returning to the dock. And it's gonna clean the mop pad, and then it'll turn itself around and charge it and dry the mop pad. Because it dries the mop pad with these little vent holes right there. But the first thing it's got to do is wash the mop pad. Okay, we're going to see how loud the auto empty system is now. It washed the mop. Now it's going to turn around. It's going to dock and it's going to empty everything out through that little, it empties everything out through the brush roller. The same brush roller that it picks everything up with, it empties this dustbin inside through it.
Charging. Emptying dustbin.
About 80. Okay, so now with the Roborock S8 Ultra, we're gonna come over here and we're gonna do carpet. We're gonna see how loud it is. Does it avoid poop? I got a dog toy, I got a shoe, and we're also gonna check cords. I got this lamp here with this cord. We're gonna see how well it does on all of these. I also got some stuff in the carpet. Got some dog hair, some confetti, and some kitty litter. We're gonna see how well it does on that too. Okay, so I'm only gonna do turbo. I'm not gonna go to like max. We're going to do selective room clean and hit clean.
Starting selective room cleaning.
Okay, here it comes. Like it was trying to come after me. So it's got the mop pad raised. Okay, you can see the mop pad is raised, but it does drag on the carpet. All right, looks like it avoided the dog toy. So it's gonna go around and do the whole perimeter of the room first, then it's gonna go through the middle back and forth. Okay, let's check how loud it is. You know, 73, 74. It's not super loud. So it started to see it, but I would have liked to seen it, maybe see it a little sooner. Nope, it's gonna run it over. I don't like when they run them over, because then it can get tangled in it. All right, I gotta stop it. Yeah, it's almost, I gotta unplug it. Yep, it sucked it up.
Positioning.
Okay, so that will be important to put a no-go zone there. No-go zones are very important with these robot vacuums. You want to keep them out of certain areas. Huh. Would have liked to have seen it avoid that. Yeah, that's not good. Now it sees it. Nope. Alright, so it's finally getting to some of the dirt. Yeah, did an okay job, I think. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. All right, one more time. Yeah, this time it did a little better. All right, so that time it did go around it. So that time, again, it did a little better job that time. Just ran the toy over that time. So sometimes it sees things and sometimes it doesn't. Now it's just kind of like pushing it. No, it's something there. So here it sees the big shoe, but it still kind of touches it. I wish it would kind of just go around it and not push it. Okay, there's the last little bit of stuff. And here it goes over it. All right, looks like it got pretty much everything. We're going to empty it out and see. All right, let's open this up and see. Let's take this out.
Dustbin removed.
Okay, open up the dustbin. Looks like it got, it actually did a pretty good job as far as picking stuff up off the floor. That It's about all the confetti and the dog hair I put down there, and see I got some of the granular stuff, so not too bad. Okay, here it's coming back to the dock. We can see that it cleaned most everything. It's going to empty out. So it did find some obstructions. And it empties everything out right through the brush roller. So the same brush roller that picks everything up is what empties everything out. It empties out through that same place. So it puts everything in the dustbin, then it shoots everything out through the roller. Okay, so let's go into the app and see if we saw any of those obstacles. So we saw where it went around, but it did not give us an obstacle. Now, over here it identified an obstacle, but it doesn't take a picture of the obstacle. It just says, was there an obstacle here? So you click on it. Okay, so when you go back to the map, I was in the review, the cleaning. So now there's the obstacle. You can say, click on it. It gives you a little more detail. It says it recognized something. Now, let's say that was not an obstacle. You could say, no, ignore this. But once you tell it, once it detects that kind of object again, it won't avoid it. So be sure you only want to do the ones you want to do this to. Otherwise, there's really nothing. So say it doesn't like give you the option for a no-go zone or anything. Like there was an obstacle. It doesn't tell you what the obstacle was. It just says a wide range of things. Okay, so let's show you how to change the dust bag. Right here, you're just gonna lift this up. This is where all the dirt and debris go. You are gonna have to change this once in a while. Lift this little lever up right here, and then the whole thing comes. So it's very easy to change out and then put a new one right there. Now the new one, it's gonna come like this, and you're simply gonna put it in the track. It's very important to get that in the track right there. Then you're gonna push it in, push it down all the way, and then you're gonna push this down all the way. Put the bag in there in the little area that it's supposed to go like that. Now, make sure this is all flush. There is a micro switch. If you don't have this installed correctly, it's going to warn you about it. Then everything's in the bagged area. So we still have to make sure it all goes around this area right here. Now, that has to be flush like that. Okay, so now to change the mop pad, it's held on there with Velcro. It's got a lot of Velcro. You got to really pull it up. Again, these are the parts that vibrate. This is the part of the mop that vibrates. And it's got this track right here. You're just going to slide it out of the track. I can put this in the washing machine. I can get several different washes out of it before I eventually do have to replace it. Okay, so there's a little round thing there. Put that in. It slides in the notch really easy. Then just kind of pull it and re-Velcro it back. And then you just kind of want to look the robot over, just kind of make sure nothing's in this area. This is how it fills itself up. There's a sensor there. Just kind of wipe that off. Those are the charging points. Make sure those are clean. Another sensor on the front. Make sure the bumper moves in and out. Sometimes things get stuck down in there and the bumper doesn't move in and out. Keep this area nice and clean. There's that LiDAR that's spinning. And kind of another sensor here. And make sure the wheels are free. You know, they turn. There's no hair wrap. I don't see any hair wrap around the wheels. And then just make sure this turns freely. You can pop this on and off if you need to. There's some more of those sensors. Okay, so this vacuum cost $1,600. I did get it on sale for about $1,200 now. It's early 2024. This was, I think, last year released. I had high hopes for this vacuum cleaner. I was actually very disappointed in it. I've got a new grading scale that I'm going to be using because I'm going to start doing these robot vacuum cleaners. I think there's a lot of potential with some of them. Some of them are doing very well. I've got about 4 or 5 now of these really expensive ones that do mopping. I'm coming up with a system. So I know some of the videos are long. This was the first one using this system, so the videos may be a little choppy. I'm going to get more refined. But with my grading scale, out of a possible 100 points on 20 different areas, which I'm going to show you, it got 76 total points. I'm giving this a C. Now, it has some highlights, but it also fails in some areas. Let me go over the fails. Okay, what I didn't like, the app. So the app that you're using with your phone, this thing, I've tried it on iPhone, Samsung, it keeps crashing. The little map symbol keeps spinning. Now, they may get that fixed, but that's been really frustrating for the last month with this vacuum cleaner. I've had to uninstall and reinstall the app several times. That's troubling to me. The app should just work. I'm sure it's just a bug. Okay, there's no reminder to change the bag. The dust filter that it's time to change, you just got to put that on there. The solution. Now, we want to be able to mop our floors with solution. This one was very convoluted on how you add the solution. It's a really small amount. It's hard to find. You got to look at the ratio on the bottle. You got to only use their solution. I found that to be very hard. I mean, I figured it out, but figuring it out was kind of complicated and took a little bit. It should be more straightforward. I mean, you can just mop your floors with water, and that's fine too. This one, you know, it does a good job mopping, but I would prefer to add a little bit of solution. I found that to be a little off as far as how to add the solution. Okay, so on the base station, there's no buttons. The Dream, some of these, they're gonna realize people want buttons on the base station. Especially, you know, if your robot's out cleaning or something, how nice would it be to go right to the base station, hit a pause, hit a dock, hit a clean button, something. The buttons are down here. They're actually returned over here, and they're kind of hard to get to because that's when it's cleaning the mop. Okay, does not avoid poop. Oh, this thing, it didn't avoid poop. Now, Roborock on this S8 Pro, they changed their technology. I think they used to take pictures of stuff. They're not doing that anymore. There's absolutely no picture taking whatsoever. I didn't see anything on the app anywhere. It just gives you this weird symbol saying it saw an obstacle. Okay, what was it? You know, there's really no more information, but this thing did not, it actually pushed the poop. Sometimes it saw it, sometimes it didn't. And cords. The next thing was the cord plugged into the wall. It does not recognize cords plugged into the wall. You know, a cord plugs into the wall and it runs down. It's going to be on the floor a little bit. That's an area where I see a vacuum cleaner should try to avoid. Now, you can always put no-go zones. This thing did start working a lot better when I started putting a lot more no-go zones, putting an area to keep the vacuum out. But I felt like it should avoid some of those areas on its own. Okay, so a taller item, it pushed it around. Like my shoe, it definitely should saw that with the LiDAR, the thing that spins around the top. And it went up to it and pushed it around. So the obstacle avoidance, I did not like at all. There was that hair wrap around the rollers kind of and this thing didn't clean a whole bunch. You're definitely gonna have to once a month take that hair wrap off those rollers. So that was the items I didn't like. What did I like? The mop. It actually mopped very well. I put some dried dog prints on the linoleum, and it actually mopped it. I went back with a clean towel and it got it. The base station, it's easy, setup's easy. These things pull in and out easy. The dust bag's right there. It doesn't look the best in my opinion, but it's easy to set and kind of work on and right there. So the base station I felt like was good. It does pick up a lot on the carpet. So I gave it a pretty high score on the carpet. I put some stuff on the carpet. It picked it all up. I don't do scientific research on these things. I feel like the scientific research is kind of in a controlled environment it's not real life. Like I see them put the boards and the thing goes back and forth on the boards, and that's like, well, you know, mine's in my house. Is it cleaning my house? I feel like the vacuum part of it is cleaning my house. I've taken the dust bag off, checked it. It's got a lot of dirt and debris in it. Now, will this thing replace a huge upright Dyson vacuum cleaner? No. A Dyson vacuum cleaner that you plug in is going to have superior suction and get your carpet very, very clean. All right, it's easy to clean the filters. I felt, now Roborock does make these things easy to work on. I felt like doing the maintenance, flipping it over, doing the maintenance on it, taking the filters off, everything, even the filter in here. In that filter down there was easy for the water down there. Another thing with the dock, some of the others, you know, you want to undock this so you can see down in that where that area is being cleaned. Some have a little thing where it just undocks it, like moves it out, parks it. This, you got to grab it. It's heavy. Then it loses itself and it's kind of in a state of, I felt like this vacuum cleaner was always lagging. Like it wasn't like confident in itself. And I know that may sound weird, but the Dream L20, it seems like a confident vacuum. It knows where it's going. It doesn't hesitate. It just goes. This one is it's hesitating a lot. Like, oh, what do I need to do? It's kind of like always having to think. The map, so one thing I do like, again, mapping. It does map your house very well, very quick, very accurate. The app is relatively easy to use when it works. Anything special? You can just have it mop. That's something, I got to check other vacuums, but you can turn the vacuum part off and it'll just mop your floor. That was kind of neat. And it was relatively quiet when it was just mopping. So I could see where that would be something special if you wanted it just to mop. And one thing that was good was suction on carpet. And again, now the one thing I don't like, I'm going to make it the standard. Like my gold standard is going to be a vacuum cleaner that drops its mop pads off at the base station. This one keeps the mop pad installed on it all the time. I think that's going to be a standard as far as it has to be able to drop that mop pad off, then vacuum your house, pick the mop pad back up, and then start vacuuming. I think they're going to realize that people are going to want that because this actually does drag the mop pad around on the carpet. It does lift it up. It's only 5 millimeters. It's not very far. They do things like they wash it before you vacuum so it's not dirty. And you can also, there is a function in the app where you can go vacuum first and then mop, so your mop pad won't be wet. So again, I'm actually going to be sending this back. I bought it with my own money. I don't like it. I'm gonna keep it for a little bit. I want to do more comparisons with it. They've got a new one coming out, so I want to make sure and get the new one, compare it to the new one, because they're going to put this on sale. It definitely is for some places. I feel like the avoidance, if they can get the avoidance better, or if you don't mind the obstacle avoidance that much, then this one, it raises it up pretty high. Then you're getting into the B category. It's actually a good vacuum cleaner other than the things I just mentioned. So I'm pretty excited about these vacuum cleaners. I've got this list. I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to show you how I graded each one, decibel levels, 70 dB while mopping, 80 dB when the bass unit was going on. So it's not super high, but it is kind of noisy. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about how this is going to go. Be sure to check me out over on Instagram, Just a Dad over there on Instagram. I do free giveaways of products, kind of behind the scenes, how's things going, kind of updates. When I get these new ones, I'm going to be doing little snippets like, hey, is it going around pooping things? So just little things that you can kind of keep up to date on. I really do appreciate everybody's support. Check my Facebook group page, Just a Dad Videos Facebook group page. Also, I sell my own coffee, Just a Dad Coffee, Simple Sip. You can find it at justadadcoffee.com. So again, really do appreciate everybody's support. I hope you, again, this one got long-winded. I've got to refine this, I know, but the way I learn is by doing. So I could have practiced this 30 times, but it's not how I do things. I'm going to do it. I would appreciate your feedback on this. How did you like the videos? Could it be shorter? Is there something you want to see in the robot vacuum cleaner? Again, so let me pause right here and I'm going to show you this close up. Okay, here's my grading scale. General overview, startup cleaning, mopping prints, mud, hardwood floors, decibel meters, how high does it raise? Does it auto sense carpets? Yes, but it does just an okay job at that. I gave it a 3. Convert to mopping pad, how to add solution was a 4. Can it leave the mop pads at the base station? It doesn't, but I gave it a 3 because you can program to vacuum first. Does it self-clean? Yes. Carpet. Final score, out of 20 items, 76, which is a C. So again, the point of my videos are to help people. I've got all the videos on this. So I actually did all the maintenance on it too. I changed all the filters. I cleaned all the filters, did the rollers, took them all apart. So there will be a separate video just for that. And there'll be a separate video for the dust bag. I did how to connect it to a smartphone. This one, not so much. The Alexa app is just very basic. The Siri app, the Apple app, is very good as far as connecting it. It was relatively easy. So I've got videos on that, just how to do that. Again, I really do appreciate everybody's support. If you could, hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button. I will be doing a series of these robot vacuum cleaners. That's kind of how I work. I hyper-focus in an area. I like doing it that way. I can just kind of learn something, and then I can follow, like the very next thing I'm going to do today is I'm going to get the Dream. And I'm going to start, I got it already. I'm going to start working on the videos on it. That way I can keep my mind kind of in a flow of robot vacuums. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. Does it do this? Does it do that? So I'm going to be doing a series on these. They may not all release at the same time, but I will be making a lot of these robot vacuum cleaners. $1,600. This is getting super, super expensive. I think people are really going to want to do their homework before they spend this amount of money. You can send it back, but it's kind of a pain to send it back because it's big. This is a big box, and it's going to take a little bit. I could probably do a video just how to box it back up and send it back. So again, everybody, really do appreciate everybody's support. Thumbs up. If you could, hit the subscribe. Again, thanks so much. And if you could, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.